From my viewpoint, a lot of the political fallout that came after the accident at Centennial Airport and that resulted in a review by the FAA of the airplane once again. There were two accidents that happened at Centennial Airport, and they were fairly close to one another. One, the latter one, was a controlled flight into terrain accident. Fairly simple. Airplane hit the ground flat level, short of the runway, out in the hills to the south of Centennial Airport. The first one had an engine shut down for reasons that as of yet have been undetermined. And the pilot made a fairly steep angle bank to try to get back to the runway, installed the aircraft, and spun into the ground. That got the attention of political forces in the Denver area. That then caused quite a ruckus in Washington, D.C. with the FAA. And the FAA conducted a Flight Standards Board on the MU-2. I was involved in the Flight Standards Board, and its purpose was to try and identify what common factors there might be in accidents that have happened with this airplane. The results of the Flight Standards Board were, and I think everybody agreed prior to that, that training and standardization of checklists and standardization of training programs was really the culprit here. Early on, the FAA asked the owners and operators through a letter to please respond to them to tell them what was wrong with the MU-2. And inside of 3 weeks, they received 175 responses, approximately, every one of which said that the real problem with the MU-2 was that people weren't trained or training properly in the aircraft. There were several different types of training programs, several different versions of checklists and interpretations of the flight manual that were causing a condition of flying the airplane that had a very wide spectrum of operational parameters.
Cirrus aircraft have always been easy to fly. Now they're easier than ever to buy. A complete line of ownership programs gives you everything you need to purchase, trade, finance, lease, insure, and warranty your Cirrus. There's even an ownership program for non-pilots. The Cirrus Access Pilot can teach you how to fly, or fly the plane for you. Find out more at www.cirrusdesign.com. Cirrus, for the love of flying.
The FAA's assessment was that there should be one standardized training program. There should be one standardized checklist, and that the AFM should be updated. Now all of those things have happened. A special FAR has been issued to require training and to require the operation of the aircraft to be in conformity with the training program, the checklist, and the flight manual. And those things will largely solve the problem of non-standardization in our system. An interesting phenomenon that's happened to the MU-2 and its pilots and its owners has been that every single person that we've ever talked to has been in favor of the SFAR. Now that's not common to the system today. If you tried to enact an SFAR on a King Air or another aircraft, you would get a lot of resistance. The MU-2 community is a very